Hi, Steve with living with PTSD. Oh, wasn't feeling well all day. Super nauseated, super not doing well, and just had a nap. Just a second. Shadow's barking at something. Don't know. There's a blue rocket at the end of the road. It's different, so it's new. She doesn't really like different or new. You know what? I can't really blame her. So, anyways, I wasn't feeling really well. I was nauseated all morning, all day, and just not doing good. However, I heard from a friend yesterday, and it was a check-in, saying, because I had requested that if people didn't hear from me in my last video, if people didn't hear, last video, maybe the one before, if people didn't hear from me, I'd appreciate a check-in to let everyone know how I'm doing, and a check-in to just to say, am I okay? So here I am. I'm here. I'm okay. Okay. Going through a lot of things. Life is changing. As like I said in the last one, I'm sort of waking up from a lot of different things. In my head. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Waking up from the grief of losing my wife. Starting to wake up from the grief of losing who I am and who I was due to due to the PTSD. Learning other things about me, and then grieving that, and learning that I could have, if I'd known certain things about myself before in life, maybe things would be progressing differently for me. Just a bunch of shit. So I'm okay. But yeah, I'm just doing a lot of grieving and a lot of trauma work, and it's exhausting. What's one thing? Anyways, so I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I've been thinking about a topic for another video for a few days now, actually. And I'm going to cover something that is friggin' brutal and makes my experience with PTSD feel that much more daunting. So I have it's called aphantasia. I think that's how it's pronounced. So Fantasia being like how you perceive the world and how you see things. And aphantasia means that I don't really see anything inside my head, inside my brain. I don't have like a third eye or like a mind's eye. I don't have an imagination. I can't picture anything when I close my eyes. What does that look like? And then how does that really affect me moving forward with my life? So I've never been able to see anything when I close my eyes. I used to read a series of books when I was younger by Robert Jordan. Great series. Well, The Wheel of Time. There's a TV show about it now. The first 4 or 5 books were amazing. The next books 6 to 10 were absolutely brutal. But this isn't the book review. They were talking about meditation and how to get into a meditative state so that they could wield their one power. It was called. It was this world's version of magic. And as I was reading it, I thought it was like a made-up magical thing that they were getting into this meditative state. Because they would say, "Close your eyes." I would literally close my eyes. I would read this paragraph. I would close my eyes, and I would try to do what was being said in this book. So, in order for the males to do it, one way that they taught them was to be a candle, right? And then around the candle, there's you would take your thoughts, and basically you're trying to clear your mind of all thoughts. That's really right. As you're trying to clear your mind of all thoughts, you would feed your thoughts things that popped up in your head, and close your eyes, things popped up. So either things, words, anything like that popped up in your head, and you would feed them to the flame. Another visualization that they would use, because one person in the book was having trouble doing it, was having your world is you close your eyes and you have the world. Pretend that you're this little bubble inside this big giant bubble, and keep it so that inside of your little bubble is blank. So try to push all of the ideas and thoughts out. Another one for the females was a rose petal. Picture a rose petal, and if you're a flower petal, and what it would feel like to you see this petal that's a bud, and then as you are feeling warmth and growth and energy inside you, this bubble or this bud starts to open up into a flower, and as it opens up into a flower, you're feeling more and more and more. So you're picturing all of these things, and I tried every one of them, and I literally thought that this shit was made up, because I can't see anything when I close my eyes. So a friend of mine who's also read these books, he's what you would call a he would have hyperphantasia, meaning he actually can render 3D videos in his friggin' brain when he closes his eyes. Picture that flower petal, blooming. He could see it, put it in pause, make it go backwards, turn it around in 3D rendering. So it's a really big spectrum, and you either at opposite ends, you are either extremely good at visualization when you close your eyes, or you can't see shit. There's a 4-wheeler coming, but it's okay. I'll keep going for a second until it gets too loud. So as I'm living life, basically I can't visualize. I don't visualize my world. How do I know things? How do I see things? How do I see the world? Everyone's asked me these questions, and I don't see. I don't have really an imagination. I'm going to pause. It's going to get cropped in. All right. Sorry. Apparently, when you put your video on pause, and then the video's on pause, if you close the phone down to say battery, I'm only on 20%. I didn't charge it while I was sleeping. doesn't matter. It automatically stops the video. So, cropped in. It was no big deal. I like this part of the walk. There's a ditch right here, and there's like a little mini waterfall. So when it's rained, and it rained the last couple of days, it's very nice and peaceful when you walk by this part. Anyway, so what do I see? I'm aphantasia. I'm in aphant, and I don't see shit when I close my eyes. I close my eyes and I can literally see, like, if it's sunny, I can see like the blood vessels behind my, like, through my eyelids. I see black and white blotches as as things move around. I can't visualize anything when I close my eyes. Zero. And people would say, like, how do you dream? Or like, well, I do dream sometimes. I never really remember them, but I don't really remember dreams. I remember nightmares. Those are the only ones that make their way through. And I do have nightmares now versus before. Anyway, so what does this mean for me in life is that I've never had a good memory. I've never been able to remember things. I can't recall. So if I can't close my eyes and see anything. Oh, and there's other parts of aphantasia are different. Your different senses. So your visualization. So I can't see anything when I close my eyes. The ones that are more hard to understand, or maybe not hard to understand, but it's not just visualization. Because all of your senses actually can be blind. So I don't remember what things touch like. I don't remember what things smell like. I know that an orange has a specific smell, but I can't picture or like imagine that smell of the orange. I can't hear voices. I can't hear things like you say, oh, the person sounds like this or whatever, right? Oh, if I close my eyes and I imagine I can hear birds chirping, I can do this. I was in therapy with my therapist, and she was trying to get me to understand, or we were building like a safety box or whatever, so that we could put all my bad thoughts in. And she's like, close your eyes. I'm like, okay. And she's like, picture a box. Okay, I just wanted to know where this was going, so I kept going. I listened. And picture this box. What does the box look like? What does this? And then picture the box. It has a lock on it. What does the lock look like, right? I then had to tell her, I can't see shit. I had to do this with her and explain to her. So yeah, like, I always have to, and I always end up having to explain this. So for instance, I was married to somebody for 24 years. I close my eyes and I can't see her face. I can't tell you what she looked like. I can tell you the facts of what she looked like, because I am a very factual person, because I can't see anything. But I can't give you I can't see her when I close my eyes. I couldn't tell a sketch artist what somebody looks like. So also I can't, remember how what it felt like to hold her, what it felt like to touch her, or even to. Oh boy, I'm gonna get. Whew, this is gonna suck. I can't remember what it was like to smell her scent, or to hold her like in bed in my arms or anything like that. So that's why I get really trying to when things do. So I have a hard time remembering. So I don't actually remember well. If I don't have a visual cue, like a picture in front of me, or like a voice clip, I won't remember people. And as soon as I see a picture, then the event that that picture was taken in will actually come rushing back to me, and I'll remember the event. Still won't be able to see it, but I'll at least be able to remember the event. You have no idea how many times in my life my friends and my children have said, my children especially have said, "Hey Dad, do you remember this?" And they would go, and for the longest time they were really surprised, and I would say, "No, I have no idea what you're talking about." So I don't remember anything unless there's like an actual memory reminder from either an external source or somebody. It's usually like a feeling. A feeling could give me this, right? I think you can probably see where this is going with the PTSD. So with my aphantasia not being able to see anything, and then with my super poor memory that goes along with it, I'm definitely one of those people that if you think about them, you've heard that phrase, out of sight, out of mind, right? Well, out of sight, out of mind for me is quite frigging literal. If you're not in front of me, I don't remember you. I can't see you. I can't hear you. I can't, there's fucking zero there. Even if so if I have a thought of, what am I doing or whatever, and it reminds, or what did I do last weekend? That's like a cue on my own to think about this last weekend. And what did I do? Oh, I think I was there with this person. Oh, this person. Okay. As I think about a time or a thing or a space in time, that then gives me a reminder of the people that, are in my life. So, it's a lot to say that I'm in a place with very little wind now. And you can tell by the number of flies that are bugging me. Anyway, there's a lot there. It's a lot. And it's freaking hard. And then when you couple this now with having developed PTSD, my symptoms, I think part of the reason I never understood. Oh, by the way, I only learned what aphantasia was like 2 years ago. Didn't you know about it before? So I just thought that how I don't see the shit was the world. I didn't think that anybody could see anything when they close their eyes. I didn't think anybody had like a mind's eye. When people talked about, oh, just imagine this. I didn't realize that you could do those things. So when according to the DSM, for PTSD, one of the major things you have to have visualizations, you have the flashbacks, right? So PTSD, everyone associates with flashbacks, right? Well, when you hear the word flashback, you hear, I see it, I relive it, I'm hearing the explosions, I'm hearing the things, whatever was the cause of your trauma, you're seeing it again. You're hearing it again. You're reliving the experience. What happens if you can't see or relive anything? So again, I didn't know that I had aphantasia. I've had PTSD for years now, longer than 2 years. So, as I'm learning about all these things, it comes to my mind. Come here, Shadow. Just 1 second. We walked by other people with dogs. They weren't very happy that we walked by them. I'm sorry. The people didn't care. It was the other dogs. The dog just really wanted to come say hi, but anyway. So as I was saying, what happens when you can't see? When you can't see anything? What happens when you don't have a visual memory? When you don't see or hear or feel, like tactilely feel anything, right? I don't smell it. I don't smell the problem, the things that were going on around me when it happened. When my traumas happened. None of this happens. So you can imagine that being one of the reasons why it never crossed my mind that I even had PTSD. It's one of the reasons why I never understood why I was so broken. I never understood what the hell was wrong with me and why I was acting this way and why I felt this way about a lot of things that were happening in my life. So, it turns out what I experience is I experience the same things a lot of other people experience. I can't say everybody, because that's a very broad generalization, and I need to not do those, according to my therapist. I know that they're not healthy. Generalizations and black and white thinking. Anyways, so what happens is all of the feelings, and because you have to think, right? Like, I don't see anything. So if I don't see anything, then what happens to me? Like, what do I have inside me? I have a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings. I feel very hard. I feel very strongly. And I'm, I just naturally, I can read the temperature of a room when I'm with other people. I feel emotions that are around everybody. So, which goes into a whole other part of the world that I'm just learning about now, as I'm starting to date. I'm learning that I have a fearful avoidant attachment style. That's fun. So I have all of these feelings. This is a big video. This is gonna have so many topics and so many everything that it's probably like 10 videos. It's going to need so many more videos just to touch everything if I did it all at once. Anyway, so with the aphantasia, with the feeling bigs, the big feelings, with everything like that, when life is and then having now an fearful avoidant attachment style. I experience emotions very, 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 very strongly, to the point where they override everything, and that is how my PTSD manifests itself, to the point where the feelings that I had during my traumas, the feeling of hopelessness, of helplessness, of shame, guilt, many more adjectives that you don't associate with positive energy and positive things. All of those negative emotions are how I felt during my traumas, and that is what I feel when I'm reliving my traumas, when I'm reliving my PTSD I call them a PTSD anxiety attack, or I don't know what the hell they're called. I just don't know. And I've been in therapy for a while. You think I'd figure some of this stuff out, but it's not fucking easy, man. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. This deer fly that's flying around me is just driving me bonkers. There's like one that is just going. Oh, he's driving me ape shit. Anyway, the idea is that I had so my just there's so many negative emotions and negative feelings and negative everything, the hopelessness, the hyper awareness, the hyper arousal, all of these things that other people with PTSD experience, all of these feelings and emotions that they feel, I feel them much more intensely because I don't have the visualizations or the smells or whatever due to the aphantasia to distract me from the feelings. So that's why I freeze. That's why everything else is, because it's not because it's not because of anyways. I can tell that I'm on a point. I'm on track here with my thoughts. How can I tell that I'm on track with my thoughts? Because my back hurts. My back always hurts. Let's not beat around the bush there. There's a reason that I was released from the military. The back was the primary driver of my release. The PTSD wasn't even diagnosed until after I was released. The back injury has waves, up and downs. And so at the beginning of this walk, my back was sore and it hurt. Don't get me wrong, but I was able to walk, and I think you can probably tell that the gait of my walk was better. Well, now that I'm touching on a really strong nerve regarding my back what the back has caused, or part of what the back issue has caused, right? The complete loss of identity, the complete loss of my job, the complete loss of my physical capabilities. I was a friggin' beast. I could do anything I wanted physically. Anything. I could, Christ, we would... Anyways, it doesn't matter. You know what? It doesn't matter. I could do a lot, physically. And I went from being able to do anything I wanted to not being able to do almost anything. Like, to a point where going for a walk like I am right now is a massive deal. Because I can't always walk even this far. Some days I can't even walk to the end of the driveway. So, when I started this walk, I was, at an acceptable level of pain for a walk. As I'm being reminded of my traumas, as I'm reintroducing them to myself, my back is actually really, really painful right now. To the point where the sciatica is really acting up. And my toes are completely numb. And my Achilles feels like someone's sawing it with a blade. And then the back of my knee has... So yeah, I don't know if people know, but sciatica is a different beast. And it's not one sciatica fits all. It's a it's another spectrum. It all depends on how badly the nerve is being impinged on, the sciatic nerve. Well, mine's being impinged a lot higher up due to the back, rather than where some people's are in like the hip hinge or due to the piriformis. There's different reasons that people, excuse me, have a sciatica. Mine is specifically derived from the back injury. Yay me. Anyways, that is what it is. Come on up, Shadow. We gotta go walk past these people again. Come on. So, yeah. As we are, I'm just gonna pop. I think a couple and their dogs are gone right now. Yeah. Oh, whatever. That sounds beautiful. It was pouring all day today. So yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot to go on about. And I guess that was one of the things that I really wanted to share, was because I know that PTSD, and there's a reason, there's another reason that I wanted to share a little more. It's because I want to continue being vulnerable and open. But I need to work on that more with the people that I'm close with. So I'm going to keep doing videos, but I need to work on my being vulnerable with those that I love. So I don't know how I got distracted. Doesn't really matter, I guess. The important piece here is that one of the important pieces here is that, with the fearful avoidant that I am, I have to work on an anxious attachment and also an avoidant attachment. And part of the avoidant attachment is not apparently, I'm much more easily vulnerable with people that I don't really know that well. Hence, I can do a YouTube channel. So here I am, talking to other people, talking to random people on the internet about my feelings and the deepest, darkest bullshit that's happening in my fucking psyche. And I can't tell, my best friend or a girlfriend that I just had. Because I did have a girlfriend. And I was not in a good place. I was in a great place while we were getting to know each other. And then it turned into, as I got closer, and it wasn't that I was love bombing. It was, I felt very strongly. Remember that whole feelings thing, the aphantasia. I feel feelings very, very strongly because I see somebody that's in front of me and it gives me a lot of strong emotions, right? So I really, really wanted to be with somebody, and I wanted, and I loved the connection that we were building and how close we were getting. And then I got fucking terrified. Didn't know that I was terrified. I just basically ran away screaming and hurting both myself and her. So now I'm sitting here going, what the hell do I do? Well, I know I need to keep talking about it, so here I am. I need to keep talking about my PTSD, so here I am. Makes a lot more sense why I could do a video blog, though, and tell people the inner workings of some of my bullshit, and then not have to, but not be able to do it with somebody else, with somebody that I'm growing a connection with. So, yeah, that's fun. We I not proud to say it was a breakup, and then it was a ghosting. I ghosted for almost 2 weeks because I didn't know. It wasn't a conscious thought. It wasn't a conscious, I'm not going to talk to you. It was I didn't know what the heck I was supposed to do. I didn't know any of this. First off, that's only the second relationship I've ever been in my life. So there's that doesn't help. But, being terrified of things just really, I'm losing track of my thoughts again. Anyways, what was I going to say? What was I talking about? The fearful avoidant part of me the anxious part of me needed to latch onto a relationship, and then the fearful part needed to run away from it when I developed feelings. And I didn't know at the time, but I did that once with Michelle. I didn't know why. We broke up for a week when we were 18 years old. 19 years old at that time. And I had no idea what was going on. I think I do now. I think it was this as well. At that point, my anxious side won. And I ended up, suppressing my avoidance side. And chasing the dream, chasing the love. And I did a lot of suppression of who I was and who I am for that dream. And now I still feel so. Now with this most recent relationship that I had, there was a chase. And a profound feeling, of closeness. And then I got terrified, but instead of allowing myself to grasp onto that anxious part, I allowed this time to go swing the other way and allowed the avoidant part to take control and run away. I strongly suspect that the PTSD has something to do with it, because I don't feel safe generally in life at the moment. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot there. There's a lot here. Anyways, I did reach out to my ex-girlfriend a couple days ago, yesterday, and to explain. First, to say I hope that this, that this was okay. Turns out it was. We are talking at the moment. I feel that I owe not just her, but myself a lot of answers. Because it didn't just hurt her, it hurt myself as well, right? I felt something very strongly for this person. And I still actually feel very strongly for this person. And my whole body wants to shut down because of that. Because of the vulnerability that I'm experiencing with her. So, there's that. I'm going to pause on doing this video or sending this to anybody. And I'm going to let her hear this part first. That's a really good idea. God, I'm good sometimes. No, because this is actually everything that I wanted to, a lot of this is what I wanted to say to her in my next message to her. I think it's also going to be helpful to share some of the things that I'm experiencing with other people, because people with, aphantasia, they have no idea what the fuck is going on in their life. Right? People with PTSD have no idea what's going on in their life. And apparently, so anxious attachments style is apparently, fairly common. Avoidant attachment style is fairly common. So there's a lot of information on both of those. The fearful avoidant has a lot less information. And what I'm realizing is it's because it's both. So I have to sort of do a little amalgamation. This is only realized within the past 2 days of really, it's cemented into me what my attachment style might be. And then I'm realizing where some of it's coming from. And the reason behind some of it. Now, some people when you do a lot of research on these attachment styles, it always has something to do with childhood. I'm not blaming my parents, not blaming anybody that was in my life when I was, from the age of 0 to 5. First off, I don't remember that. So, a lot of people have memories from that age, especially if they're traumatic. I have zero memories. The aphantasia helps me block everything out. So all I have is feelings. So again, remember, this aphantasia makes me experience all of these emotions and these feelings super strongly. And that's what's happening, is that I'm feeling a lot. And now that I'm going through, anyways, I'm trying to understand what's happening, why I'm, the way that I am, so that I can become, someone that is able to securely attach. I think that it's one of those things where you can absolutely become someone that is a secure attacher. That is my goal. Oh, my battery's almost dead. So you can become a secure attacher. Anyways, you can become a secure attacher, and that's the goal. It's going to take me a lot of work to get there. I need to know all of this stuff anyways, though, because when shit hits the fan, I may revert back to some of these attachment theory issues that I have. So that's really what's happening. That's what's going on. I really want to work on all these things, and I can't work at them all at the same time. But some pieces are more important than the others. And yeah. And then all of a sudden, a grief wave will hit me, and it puts me back days and days and days, or sometimes weeks. So that's that's good. Makes it nice and easy to navigate. Anyways, doesn't matter if it's easy to navigate or not. I still want to. That's the big thing. Okay, I'm gonna sign off because this is coming to it. This has been a long video, anyways. Because I just remembered that there's also a piece before this that I'm gonna tag on. So, aphantasia, word of the day. I think today's word of the day is going to be aphantasia. It's going to be a couple words. Aphantasia with PTSD. And I'm hoping that picks up on somebody. I'm going to put attachment style, fearful avoidant in the description, so that it may tag up on somebody else that needs to hear some of this shit. Maybe they can't figure out why they've got it either. Really, I need to process it myself, but if I can help somebody else at the same time, well, that'd be nice. Whoever's seeing this, if you've found it because of any of those tags, you're not alone. And here's the best news. If you're willing to put in the work, we can help ourselves. That's all I got. I love you all, and I hope you have a great day.